We had goldfish and they circled round and around in the bowl on the table near the heavy drakes, covering the picture video, and my mother, always smiling, wanting us all to be happy, told me, "Be happy, Henry." And she was right. It's better to be happy if you can. But my father continued to beat her and me several times a week while raging inside his 6'2" frame because he couldn't understand what was attacking him from within. My mother, poor fish, wanting to be happy, beaten 2 or 3 times a week, telling me to be happy. "Henry, smile. Why don't you ever smile?" And then she would smile to show me how, and it was the saddest smile I ever saw. One day the goldfish died, all 5 of them. They floated on the water, on the sides, their eyes still open, and when my father got home, he threw them to the cat, there on the kitchen floor, and we watched as my mother smiled. I had to live for many years before I realized that love is an act of faith in another person, and its face should continue to be wrapped in mystery. It should be lived and relished at each and every minute, but whenever we try to understand it, the magic vanishes. When I accepted this, I also began to let my life be guided by a strange language that I call science. I know that the world is talking to me, and I need to listen to it, but if I do so, I shall always be guided towards what is most intense, passionate, and beautiful. Of course, it's not easy, and at times I feel like Psyche at the cliff, cold and terrified. But if I can pass through that night and deliver myself to the mystery and faith in life, I will always end up waking in a palace. All I need is to trust in love, even though I run the risk of making a mistake. The time will come when, with elation, you will greet yourself arriving at your own door, in your own mirror, and each will smile at others' welcome and say, "Sit here, eat." You will love again the stranger who was yourself. Give wine, give bread, give back your heart to itself. To the stranger who has loved you all your life, whom you ignored for another, who knows you by heart. Take down the love letters from the bookshelf, the photographs, the desperate notes. Peel your own image from the mirror. Sit, feast on your life. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. When I'm an old woman, I shall wear purple, with a red hat which doesn't go and doesn't suit me. I shall spend my pension on brandy and summer gloves and satin sandals and say, "We have no money for butter." I shall sit down on the pavement when I'm tired and gobble up samples in shops and press alarm bells and run my stick along the public railings and make up for the sobriety of my youth. I shall go out in my slippers in the rain and pick flowers in other people's gardens and learn to spit. You can wear terrible shirts and grow more fat and eat 3 pounds of sausages at a or only bread and a pickle for a week and hoard pens and pencils and beer mats and things in boxes. But now we must have clothes that keep us dry and pay our rent and not swear in the street and set a good example for the children. We must have friends to dinner and read the papers. But maybe I ought to practice a little now, so people who know me are not too shocked and surprised when suddenly I'm old and I start to wear purple. Contradictions are what make love grow. Conflicts are what allow love to remain by our side. Life is too short for us to keep important words. For example, "I love you," locked in our hearts. But do not always expect to hear the same words back. We love because we need to love. Otherwise, love loses all meaning and the sun ceases to shine. And yet, even when love does not appear, we remain open to its presence. Sometimes, when loneliness seems about to crush everything, the only way to resist is to keep on loving. Our great goal in life is to love. The rest is silence. We need to love, even when it leads us to the land where the lakes are made of tears, and to that secret, mysterious place, the land of tears. Tears speak for themselves, and when we feel that we have cried all we needed to cry, they still continue to flow. Just when we believe that our life is destined to be a long walk through the vale of sorrows, the tears suddenly vanish, because we manage to keep our hearts open despite the pain. Because we realized that the person who left us did not take the sun with them or leave darkness in their place. They simply left, and with every farewell comes a hidden hope. It is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Your life is your life. Don't let it be clubbed into dank submission. Be on the watch. There are ways out. There's a light somewhere. It may not be much light, but it beats the darkness. Be on the watch. The gods will offer you chances. Know them. Take them. You can't beat death, but you can beat death in life sometimes. And the more often you learn to do it, the more light there will be. Your life is your life. Know it while you have it. You are marvelous. The gods wait to delight in you.